Hello everyone, this is Angie at Stampin' with Amore. Welcome, and I have a card tutorial for you today. This is my mom's 91st birthday today. She is born the day after Christmas, and I told everybody that I was going to be kind of here and there this week because yeah, there's a lot going on. There's family and Christmas and New Year's and work, and there's so much going on. But I really wanted to show you this birthday card that I created for my mom. It's kind of like a sneak peek also of some of the new product coming January 4th. So yeah, this is what I'm sharing today. It's been a crazy week, and I know this week's going to be the same. We have a lot of running around to do families to visit, and it's just been crazy, but I mean, I love family and there's nothing like it. And I feel so blessed to have my mom, 91 years. I know a lot of people aren't as fortunate, and I really don't take it for granted, believe me. So anyway, this is what I'm sharing today. And I also put the inside on there. It just says wishing you, I already signed it, so wishing you a very happy birthday. And I stamped a little flower there also. So this is what I'm sharing, and what I'm using today. The star of the show is going to be our new watercolor pencils. I love these things. I've just been playing with them a little bit, and it's just so pretty. And I'm using 4 of the colors today. Actually, I'm only going to use probably 3. This one I'm going to use the Real Red, the Rich Razzleberry, and the Melon Mambo. And then this is the Old Olive, and I did fill in some of the leaves with this, so I don't know if I'll use it or not, but it comes in these 13 colors, and they are amazing. I'm super excited about having these. So these are our new pencils. They will be available January 4th, so start making your wish list. There's so much in this new catalog, and Celebration coordinates with it, which for every $50 you spend, you get a free product. So the 2 stamp sets I'm sharing are 2 of our new ones. This is called Big on Birthdays, and this is So in Love. Love the script on this, and this one also. And there's so many good sayings on here. You can use this for Valentine's birthday, and this is basically a birthday, but look how adorable. And I really wanted to use this and color it in, but it just didn't work out for this card. But believe me, you'll be seeing it. So anyway, these are the 2, and these are also available January 4th. I'm telling you, it's been a long few days. I'm going to use, for the flower, is going to be some watercolor paper. This is the best paper to use when you're using your watercolor pencils if you're adding water to them or using your blender pen. It's really works well. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is use some Memento black ink. This is also great for when you're watercoloring or using your blender pen, and I'm going to ink up the flower, and it's perfect for coloring. If you don't like to color, I mean, this is a super easy way to color. I love coloring, so it's not a big deal for me, but you can stamp it a single color and it'd be just as beautiful, and color it in with your Stampin' Right markers, or there's so many different ideas. So I'm just going to stamp that, and I'm going to hold it for a minute because this watercolor paper, it takes a minute for it to kind of soak in, and then we're going to color that in. Let's get out our watercolor pencils, and I'm going to probably speed through this because you'll get the idea. I'm going to use some of the darker colors in the middle, and then the medium color, and then the light on the ends, and I'm just going to start coloring. You don't have to be neat about this. It's just a lot of fun. So just have fun with it and just go with it. And like I said, I'll just go ahead and speed it up. Okay, so I colored that all in, And like I said, you don't have to, you can go all out of the lines and everything because we're going to cut this out. So you can get sloppy with it. I'm going to grab my blender pen. And these blender pens, they have like a liquid in it. I'm not exactly sure what's inside, but it is wet. And we're just going to start running it over this. And look at how beautiful that blends together. So you can use a water pen, you can use a blender pen, or just leave it if you like it left. I think this is absolutely gorgeous using either water or the blender pen. It blends so beautifully. These are really nice watercolor pencils. I've used other ones and they've been very expensive, and these seem to blend just as nicely. So I have to say that about you, Stampin' Up. You did a good job. So these are really nice quality. So look at that. The blender pen is absolutely gorgeous with this. And then when you're done, all you have to do is you just wipe it and it takes off all the ink and stuff off the tip. So you can use these over and over again. They're really a great buy. So I'm going to again speed up the video so that you don't have to watch me cut this whole thing out. I leave a little bit of a white edge on it, and that's the only thing special. I just like the look of the light edge. So here we go. So there we have it. It's all ready to go. So we're going to set that aside and get on with the rest of this. All right, so you're going to need for this a basic card. This is Whisper White. It's 5.5 by 4 1/4. This piece of black, basic black, is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. This one is Melon Mambo, and it is 5.5 by 4. And then this is what we're stamping on. And this is 5 by 3 3/4. So let's go ahead and just add these other two mats on here. I'm using Fast Fuse for this because it's just my preferred adhesive. I like this because it holds everything together and I don't usually see it fall apart. Okay, and then I hope my head's not in the way. I'm standing up so that I can see over it. I don't want to mess it up. And it's really hard to line these up when they're only 1/8 of an inch difference. Unless you really look over it. Okay, so there we go. Let's set this one aside. Okay, so let's stamp this. And if you have a mat like this, they're really great. Stampin' Up sells these, and they have all your little grid and your measurements, and they're really, really great for stamping. So I'm going to use some Memento Black. We're going to ink this up. I've been getting this all over me, so I don't want to get it. So then I'm gonna line this up to the edge here. It just gives me, and like I said, I can't get over it because I don't want to get my head in it, but this will help me a little bit. So I'm gonna set that in the middle, stamp down, and then we have our happy birthday. And I'm going to go ahead and ink up the flower again. And I'm going to stamp one on this side, kind of off the paper, and we're going to stamp it 3 times. I'm going to stamp one on this side. And it's okay if you go over your letters. I think it looks really nice when it goes over a little bit. And then we're going to do one more. This one I'm going to do a little bit. Okay, so we got all our flowers stamped. And I'm going to grab the leaf and some old olive. And I made a little mask. Now, if you don't know how to do this, all you do is stamp it on like a little piece of paper. Anything will work. And if you have some removable adhesive, repositional, just use that on the back. And then we're going to line this up here. Let me see if I got it right. No. Just like that. And then I'm going to stamp the little leaves. So I'm going to stamp one here. Every time you do it, it's going to look different, so don't worry about it. If you want them to look exactly the same, you're going to make a bunch of these. Just use your MISTI if you have the MISTI. I'm just going over them so they all look like they're and this is where I used my watercolor pencil and just made it so you can't even tell there. So this is going to look, when we put the other mask on, not the other mask, but when we put the other flower on that we created, it's going to look like the leaves are underneath, so you don't stamp on top. So that's the purpose of the mask. We're going to use dimensionals to stick this up on here. And if you have any spots like this, fill it in with your watercolor and you'll never know the difference. You're not going to see this anyway, but if you're really picky like I am, you might want to do it. And then I'm going to add some leaves to the bottom here. Oh, I forgot to put my mask on that one. Ay, ay, ay. Make sure you put your mask on. Let me see, I gotta line this up right. Okay. We'll put one going that way. We'll put a couple. I'll put another one. There we go. All right, so we're done with that. We're going to leave the bottom flowers clear. Here's another way to use your, just fill it in. And if you really want to use your blender pen, you can blend these in. You don't really need to though. All right, so there we have that part. I'm going to grab some dimensionals. Where did I put those? And I'm going to put a couple on the back here. And we're going to add the flower. You have to line this up also. If my head gets in here, excuse it. Okay, just like that. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I wanted to add a little bit of color, so I'm going to color these in right here, these little, just to add a little bit more color to it. And then I'm going to go over it really quickly with the blender pen. If you're going to use like stamp on any of the, like if you're going to use your watercolor pencil, or I mean your water pen over this, make sure it's not drenched. That's what I'm trying to convey here. Because this Whisper White is not perfect paper for watercoloring. Or use watercolor paper underneath if you want to use a lot of water. All right, so I'm going to use the blender pen, and we're just going to go over that. It just makes it like really smooth, and you probably can't tell that just by looking at it, but it makes it all like cohesive. This card is a little bit detailed, so this video may be a little bit longer, so sorry about that. Okay, now last but not least, we're going to grab our clear Wink of Stella and make sure you squeeze it and get enough in there. I've been using this so much through the holidays. I squeezed it too. I'm going to need to order some more. And then I just went over this whole thing, and it's so pretty. I'm going to use that I spilled. Don't want to waste it. And then I'm just going to go over this. So pretty. And then this one right here too. Make sure you clean off your brush, unless you want it to have a little bit of pink like that one. Just clear your brush after you do that one, because it will take some of the ink. All right, so we are going to now attach it to the front of our card. You know, first, before we do that, let's stamp the inside. I'm going to stamp that "Wish you a very happy birthday," using again my memento. And this one's a really large stamp, so you have to put a lot of ink on it. And hopefully it's going to stamp good. There is a way to fix it if it doesn't stamp perfectly. I'll show you that in a minute. So I'm going to stamp that. Oh, of course, this one stamped really good, but I'm going to show you anyway. You can take a Sharpie and you can just like go over where it didn't, you know, take very well, and it will just be real careful and it'll look like it was stamped perfectly. And then I'm once again going to grab one of my pencils, and I'm just going to fill in this one right here. And that's it. We're going to do the flower, and I just got ink right there. I hate that when you get to the very end and then you have ink on your fingers and you get ink. So we're going to stamp here. And you can barely tell. Thank goodness. So I'm really, really picky about this stuff. Some people aren't, but isn't that pretty on the inside? And then we're going to use some more dimensionals and add the front piece. I love these new stamp sets. This flower is really, really pretty. And it's perfect for your watercolor pencils. There's so many ways to use these watercolor pencils. I'll probably be showing some other techniques with it as we go along, because I'm definitely going to be using them. I really love, and I love using the blender pens. So, and I really like how the blender pen looks here with the watercolor pencils. All right, and we're going to just set this on top. Again, hopefully I'm going to get it centered. Okay, so there you have it, all done. Here's the other one. They're super pretty. And you really can't tell, I don't think, how much the Wink of Stella does for this card, but it's really pretty. So I hope you enjoyed it. I am going to be in and out this week, so Please excuse the irregularity of my videos this week, but you know, with family and everything, it's really important to spend some time with them. So I hope you all have a good week, and if you need any supplies for this project, which you won't be able to get till January 4th, but put it on your wish list. And that is it. I hope you all have a blessed day. Everyone, I'll catch you in the next one. See you later. Bye.